Hello, Wonderhussy here, about to go for a hike in the beautiful and very green Willamette National Forest of Oregon. You can see just how gorgeous this old growth Douglas fir forest is. And well, unfortunately, if I continue panning to the left, well, you can also see how dang popular this particular trail is. And if you know anything about me, you know that I really don't like hiking places where everyone and their Aunt Sally is also hiking, but this place is supposed to be so amazingly beautiful that I decided to make an exception to my own rule. Okay, this place is called the Tamolitch Blue Pool, and if the photos I saw online are to be believed, it's this crazy electric turquoise blue color, and it looks absolutely amazing, and yes, worth braving these crowds of people. I mean, there was a friggin' shuttle bus in the parking lot. I have a feeling I'm not going to be able to skinny dip in the Tamolitch Blue Pool, but that's okay, because A, I wore my bikini just in case, and B, gosh, I'm not sure I want a skinny dip. This thing is only supposed to be 37 degrees. And for someone who prefers soaking in water that is 137 degrees, well, that's just a little bit too cold for me. I don't care what shade of blue it is. Anyway, if nothing else, I just want to see the dang thing with my own two eyes and see for myself if all these other people are using filters or if it's really that shade of blue. And even if I can't go skinny dipping, well, I'm still certain to have a beautiful hike. Okay, the sign says it's a moderately strenuous hike, about 3.9 miles. It's supposed to take about an hour and a half, and I think that's each way. So, I'd better get a move on. Okay, I guess this blue pool is fed by this beautiful river that the trail sort of follows. That's the Mackenzie River, and I guess it's named after Alexander Mackenzie, the British, I think, explorer who was the first white man to explore much of the Pacific Northwest and Western Canada. And I can't think of any greater honor than having a beautiful river like this named after you. Unless it's having an electric turquoise blue swimming hole named after you, as was the case with this Tamolitch. Now, unfortunately, I don't know who the Tamolitch Blue Pool was named after, and there's no cell signal up here, so I can't look it up. So I guess it'll have to remain a mystery. One of many mysteries in these deep, dark, ancient, old growth forests of the Pacific Northwest. You know what I mean? This is Sasquatch country, if I ever saw Sasquatch country. And I wouldn't be surprised if Sasquatch himself hasn't been known to take a dip or two in this blue pool. As a matter of fact, if there weren't so many dang people around, I would skinny dip, and maybe this would finally be my chance to meet Bigfoot in person. Okay, wow. I just looked at my map and it looks like we're getting close to the blue pool. I've only been hiking for about an hour, but It's a really easy trail. As you can see, I'm doing it in my flip-flops as usual because it's mostly just hard packed dirt. A little bit of this kind of rocky stuff, but nothing that can't be done in flip-flops. Anyway, I have passed a number of people on the trail heading back from the blue pool, which kind of made me think, oh, maybe I will have it all to myself. Although judging by the number of cars in the parking lot, that's probably not gonna happen, but whatever. I'm just curious to see if it's really as blue as they say. You know, I don't know if you're anything like me. I can't stand it when people use filters on their social media posts and they make the blues look bluer and the greens look greener and the tan look tanner. You know what I mean? Aren't the greens green enough, the blues blue enough, and the tans tan enough? Well, in this day and age of trying to prove how cool you are on Instagram, I guess the answer is no. Although I'm still pretty optimistic about this blue pool, okay? Once I hiked to Havasu Falls down by the Grand Canyon. You've probably seen pictures of Havasu Falls. Gorgeous turquoise colored waterfalls. And I thought, there's no way it's gonna look like that in person. And it did. And then there was the toxic little geyser that I hiked to in the forest in Colorado a couple of years ago. And that also turned out to be the same preternatural sort of milky turquoise blue color as in the photos I'd seen online. So apparently, sometimes, I guess Mother Nature uses her own filter, or laughs in the face of filters, which are a prime example of man in his infinite wisdom, trying to make things look better than they are. Okay, I think we're coming up on the blue pool. I think it might be right on the other side of these rocks. Oh my God, it is just as beautiful as it is in the photos. Oh my God, another instance of Mother Nature being even better than advertised. I just love that. Look at the color of this water, and it's so clear. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. You can kind of see over on the shore there, it is this beautiful sort of Caribbean turquoise blue color. Kind of reminds me of the water at Ash Meadows. If you've ever been to Ash Meadows down by Death Valley National Park, there's a series of really deep fossil water ponds out there. They call it fossil water because it's water coming from way down below the surface of the earth, and it's super clear and super pure. Well, this pool here is only supposed to be about 30 feet deep, so I don't think it's fossil water, but gosh, it sure does look pure. Oh my gosh, look at these other hikers standing at the top of that jump, which I guess is actually a dry fall, a dry waterfall. There's a waterfall, Tamolitch Falls, that feeds this pool, but I guess only in the rainy season. Anyway, I don't think I'd be brave enough to jump in there. You know, 30 feet or no, I read online, somebody said they did jump in here, but they thought it was pretty sketchy, and they wouldn't recommend doing it again. I do kinda want to at least put my foot in, and so it looks like you can hike down to that little beach over there, where I'm pretty sure I see Aunt Sally hanging out, drinking an iced tea. I don't know if I'm gonna be ballsy enough to get in all the way. 37 degrees. Whew. But I'm not sure I trust that either. And so I did bring a thermometer, which hopefully the battery works. So I'm gonna test the temperature of the water, and then, depending on how ballsy I feel, I'll either get in altogether or just stick in my toe. The only thing is, it's supposed to be a little bit of a sketchy scramble to get down to that beach. So I'm gonna have to be careful because I don't want to die before I get my chance to take a dip in the waters of paradise. Okay, I think we're coming up to the top of the dry falls. You can see there's still a little puddle of standing water up here, but I guess in the rainy season, water just comes rushing over this precipice and into this gorgeous blue lake. I mean, holy cow, I don't know. What do you guys think? I feel like it looks every bit as electric blue as it did in the pictures online, and it would be really cool to be here in like a month from now when all those leaves are really yellow. You know, the yellow and the orange against the bright blue of the water would be absolutely amazing. Anyway, I guess this is where you would go if you were one of those crazy people ballsy enough to jump off the ledge into the supposedly 30-foot depths of the blue pool. I don't know. It doesn't look 30 feet deep right there to me. Oh, dang. There's a chick getting in the lake right now. Or in the pool. Well, she doesn't look like she's turning to an ice cube. So I guess it's not really that bad. Only one way to find out. Oh my gosh. They weren't kidding when they said the last part of this hike is the toughest part. To get down to that little quote-unquote beach, you basically have to scramble down the side of this pretty steep hillside. And the trail isn't that well marked except for the occasional plastic ribbon that somebody put up, and I don't know if that was the Park Service or what. Anyway, we are nearing the final stretch, and oh my gosh, after all this, I think it might actually feel good to take a dip in 37-degree water. I mean, I'm doing this hike on September 23rd. I guess it's kind of the end of summer, the beginning of fall, Indian summer. It's pretty warm, especially once you get hiking. I worked up a little bit of a sweat, and I think a plunge might actually do me good. Okay, let's see how cold this is. Oh my god, it's absolutely beautiful. Look at the color of this water. Oh, alright, let's see. Woo! Oh man, that's refreshing. It feels great. It is pretty dang cold though. I was just skinny dipping in a stream up in the Sierra Nevada that was snow melt, and it wasn't this cold. Okay, I brought my rubber ducky thermometer. I don't know if the battery's working. Let's see if it tells us the temperature. Okay, what does it say? Can you read it? 46.6. Okay, that's not 37, but that's pretty dang cold. Maybe it's 37 degrees in the winter. 46.6 degrees. Oh. I want to say that snowmelt stream I was skinny dipping in was closer to like 55. Can I do this? Okay, this very nice young lady offered to film me. What's your name?
Sophia.
And Sophia, did you go in here?
No. As soon as I put my feet in, they started cramping.
Oh man. You're not selling me on this, but I feel like I have to do it.
No, you have to.
I'll do it real quick.
You're just gonna walk
Everyone's
in?
watching me like I'm gonna do a swan dip. No, I'm just gonna get in. Okay, yikes.
We got Cindy.
Oh my gosh.
Do you want me to 0.6 it? 0.5?
I'm waiting for the drop up.
Feels amazing.
I think just like have it at her. Oh my gosh. Whoa, you eased in.
Yeah.
Oh my
she
gosh.
Did it.
It is
Did
cool.
it.
Yeah. Body shock or no?
I'm probably gonna start cramping too. I better get out.
You're like,
Holy cow, you were not kidding,
Yeah,
man.
that's so cool.
What we really need here now is a hot spring.
I know.
Oh, okay, look at that. All these nice young looking men are about to jump in. Oh, beefcake. Let's see. See, he got out just as fast as I did. Oh man, it really is so cold. You could do the most elegant swan dive into it, but no one is looking very glamorous getting out. Well, now I can say I dipped in the waters of the Tamolitch Blue Pool, aka the waters of paradise. I'm not kidding. I mean, when you imagine paradise, don't you sort of imagine something like this? I mean, this beautiful river running through this gorgeous old growth Douglas pine forest, the sunlight sparkling on the ripples, and then this amazing turquoise blue lagoon. Oh my God, that's what this is like. Remember that movie, The Blue Lagoon, with Brooke Shields and that little stud? What's his name? Christopher Atkins, a little blonde kid. I think they were both about 14 years old, playing doctor on a deserted island. Well, that's basically what this is like. I'm just gonna go ahead and dangle my feet over the edge, over the waters, because it's a lot more pleasant than actually dangling them in the waters. You ain't scared, are ya? I mean, if this rock that I'm sitting on happened to cleave away from the rest of the embankment, well, I'd fall 50 feet and probably bash my head on those rocks below and die. Let's just hope this rock doesn't break away today. Okay, let's watch one more guy jump into this blue pool before we leave. It looks like this guy right here is working up his courage to take the plunge. There he goes. His friends are egging him on. Probably gonna be famous on TikTok. Let's see if he does it. Wow, he doesn't even seem like he's in that big of a hurry to get out, unlike the rest of us. Okay, well, I could sit here on this rock in the warm sun watching people jump into this freezing cold, gorgeous blue pool all day long, but unfortunately, I gotta get going for a couple of reasons. First, I only have a few hours of daylight left, and I still have to find a place to camp tonight. And secondly, well, because I couldn't skinny dip, I am now wearing an ice cold, soggy bikini, and it's not doing any favors for my body temperature. So the faster I hike back to my car, the faster I'll warm up. One last peek at the iconic Tamolitch blue pool before we leave. One last close-up of those gorgeous, crystal clear blue waters. And one more cold plunge captured for posterity.